I look like 3 miles of bad road.
Tomorrow is the day.
Yep.
We already started this journey last week, but tomorrow is really going to be a journey.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and then every Monday, we go live on Keto on the Couch, where we just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
So tomorrow, I have...
Are you getting nervous?
A 7-hour dentist appointment.
And I have 7 hours of worrying about you during the dentist appointment.
So if you haven't seen any of the other vlogs, we found out we have some major issues going on in my mouth. It is time sensitive. It has to be done right away. So over the next 2 to 3 months, I'm going to be getting a tremendous amount of very expensive dental work. But your mouth is really, really important.
Very important.
And, you know, you can get a lot of bacteria and cause infections throughout the rest of your body, especially when you're like me and you have pins in your body. So this is like non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And last week I had a tooth pulled, which had a bone graft. So now we're waiting for that to heal, and while that's healing, we're working on every other tooth on the top of my mouth. So I'm not looking forward to this, and that means that I'm not going to be able to eat for a few days. I
am looking forward to handling it, though, because, I mean, it shows, like, how important it is, because if we can put off stuff, we will.
Yeah.
But we can't put this off. Not to mention the fact that, oh, you're a keto person, so you're going to be needing those teeth to eat with.
Right, and that's one of the reasons that I've opted to not just pull everything out and go with dentures, which, first of all, I'm young. I'm 51 years old.
You are, and I love that you said that. I'm young.
5 years ago, I would have said I'm old.
Yeah.
But I'm planning on living to 100.
I'm planning on that, too, for you.
And I don't want to deal with like the bone structure change and the facial change from having dentures over years. And also, I already deal with partials, and that already impacts my chewing, especially when it comes to things like meat. And I know it's possible, but I really don't want to deal with eating a lot of steak and stuff and having dentures and having them possibly slip out and, you know, having to take them out in secret in restaurants because something's gotten stuck underneath them. I already go through that. So it's going to be a long journey, but we figured this is a weird time to start a vlog. We normally start our vlogs in the morning.
Right.
But we're going to start now because this is really our first meal of the day. We had coffee this morning. But this is going to be my last meal before I get some of this work done tomorrow. And I'm not going to be able to really chew a lot for a couple of days. And so it's Tuesday. Buy one, get one 50% off at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Perfect lineup of your appointment.
Yeah. Now, I actually have a game, or I have 2 games that I've got to head off to in about 20 minutes down in Miami. But I ran to Buffalo Wild Wings. I got 30 wings, so buy one, get one half off. So it comes out to $1 wing, which that's honestly cheaper than buying stuff in the grocery store and making them yourself. So Rachel's, I already brought them home. We air fried them. I put 3 tablespoons of butter, melted. I added a bunch of Frank's Red Hot. Again, we say this all the time. Don't use the wing sauce.
Everything.
You want to get this one, just the original Red Hot. And then you mix it all together. Melt the butter, obviously. Mix it all together. I put a little bit of xanthan gum. And then I topped them with some of the Redmond's or lemon pepper seasoning.
It's delicious.
So that gives it a bunch of flavor. I'm going to have my wings when I get home because I'm not going to be able to really do anything tomorrow. I'm going to be uncomfortable. So I'm going to eat late. I'm going to eat at like 9 o'clock tonight. But I won't be having breakfast or anything like that, probably. And maybe I'll have keto chow. I don't know. We'll see how I feel in the morning.
See how you feel.
But on my way down to the game, I'm going to have 2 keto brick pucks. Now it was funny. I had a half of chocolate peanut butter brick where I had cut it in half and I've been eating pieces of that half. and I had it in the refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
We always store it in the refrigerator because it's hot here, and also
Very hot.
it makes it take longer for me to eat them. And then I saw you had one of the new macadamia nut ones that you like cut into little pieces.
I chop it up into really tiny pieces.
So I took that, and then I took the other one, the chocolate peanut butter one, and then another half of another one that I had from the new macadamia.
And
I melted it all down. So I combined macadamia, like basically almost 2 macadamia nut with a half of chocolate peanut butter to change up the flavors. I melted them into these pucks. We have a video on it. I'll leave a link up here. But then what I did was I modified them a little bit, and each puck has 1.5 macadamias in it.
I was going to say, I see a little, and I thought, is that butter?
Yeah,
what is that?
Maybe I can bite it. There you go.
There it is, right in the middle.
So now it's...
Nice little treat.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like having an Almond Joy, right? So you get to that one part, and there's a nut in the middle. So I'm going to have that just to kind of give me a little something for my games. And then, you know, it'll give me some MCTs, which is cognitive function, a little bit of energy. And then I'll eat my wings when I'm getting home. And then I have a sparkling water, seltzer water we made in the SodaStream with a Redmond's watermelon relight. What are you going to do while I'm gone?
I have been cleaning the house and getting a lot of stuff done for Easter. Easter is like the Super Bowl of kids ministry. So I've got a lot of stuff to prep. In fact, my mom and I have already agreed to do a lot of cutting out and stuff like that tomorrow while you're at your appointment to just kind of get my mind distracted. But I've been cleaning the house and getting all caught up on the laundry. I think nesting. I think it's a little bit of like worry nesting.
Right. So that's what's going on. And then what we're going to do is I'll update you tomorrow throughout the day. Of, you know, like when we get up in the morning, we'll have our coffee. We'll show you what Rachel eats, if I eat anything, how I'm feeling. And then what we'll do is we'll finish up the vlog on Thursday. It shouldn't be too long because how much are you really going to see when I'm just getting a bunch of dental work done?
Daylight savings time along with worried about getting mouth surgery. It's not a good combination for sleep at all.
I did not sleep last night. I was up till about 1:30, then I fell asleep, then I was back up at about 2:30, so I did not sleep well. I know that this is like a good thing to be doing, but it's the worry, it's the thought of 7 hours in a dental chair, and you have to be awake, and just all of that, and like how to pay for it, and it is eating away at me, and of course it's going to reflect on the scale, which is why I'm not getting on the scale. I got home from my games last night. The games were really good. The second game was really good, really good. In fact, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to have a tie game. We're going to have, you know, we're gonna have to go into overtime. I just want to go home. And the team scored with like 22 seconds to go in the game.
Wow.
So it was a really good game. A lot better than either. I thought it would be close, but I didn't think it was going to be that close. It was a really good game. I was really excited to be doing the game.
Thanks for the fancy coffee this morning.
You're welcome.
I think we both need it.
Coffee is 40 ounces of coffee, a half a scoop of caramel macchiato, keto chow with 1 egg. Rachel's having yogurt with a full serving of Lolly's cookie clusters. And that's what I wanted to show you. We love Lolly's, and we're asking you guys, go support them. We don't make any money off of them, but go support them. I think they have a fantastic product.
Me too.
They do tend to have sales on Mondays. Not every Monday, and when we do know about it, we try to let you know on Keto on the Couch. Usually it's a Monday-only sale. And we do have a coupon code, which is 2 Crazy Ketos. That'll get you 10% off. But I love the ingredients, but more importantly, I love the fact that it's a very low total carb.
Total carb.
So I wanted to give you an idea. So that's the peanut butter macadamia, which I know is your favorite.
It's so stinking good.
To give you an idea of why we love it, that's a serving. I mean, look at how much you get in a serving.
And then we crumble it up.
And then you crumble it up. Now, I actually had this on the counter because I was planning on giving it to you in your yogurt. And usually we store ours in the freezer, which makes it take even longer to eat and like kind of chew on. But last night when I got home from my game, I didn't even have an appetite for wings. I ate about 8 wings and I'm like, yeah, I was like really looking forward to that because I knew it was gonna be like the last thing I can chew for a few days. And I ended up eating about 8 wings, and then we made a caramel macchiato keto chow ice cream in the creamy. We split it between the two of us.
Delicious.
And then put a serving of the lollies in there, so it's really good.
So good.
Then we're having this. This is the single shot espresso made in the Nespresso machine, but then I ran it through yours 2 times. And then mine is 3 times.
It's delicious.
But I like the fact
appreciated today.
you can really just run it through a couple times, and it doesn't really dilute it because I think that they put a lot of coffee in there for a single shot.
They really do.
It's funny, we're speaking of daylight savings time. I texted Chris yesterday, and I was so excited because, of course, this is something we talk about every year at this time of the year. I mentioned on Keto on the Couch. And
it's dangerous.
And the senators must have watched Keto on the Couch.
Obviously.
Because on Keto on the Couch, I said it's time to start the campaign to end daylight savings time or end the time change, right? And I'm reading an article, and yesterday...
There you go.
Unanimous vote. When is the last time we had a unanimous vote in the United States
About anything.
Senate, right? A unanimous vote to make daylight savings time permanent. Mm-hmm. So all it's got to do is go to the House. And here's my personal thoughts on that. If you've got a unanimous vote, if nobody disagreed on this in the Senate, it should pass the House. But make sure you're writing your representatives and tell them you want this bill to get
We're
passed.
done with this.
And if it does pass the House, the time is going to stay just the way it is right now with just one more spring forward.
So we're in spring forward.
We're in spring forward
then
right
you
now.
Have fall back.
Right now is daylight savings time. During the winter, you have just regular standard time.
Okay, so you have fall back.
Fall back. So we'll still have, if it passes the House, we'll have the fall back in the fall.
Because you have planes and trains and
everybody that's their reasoning.
Made their schedule
the
already.
The planes and the trains, all of that is already scheduled all the way through, like the winter and stuff. I think that's Anthony's alarm.
He's ready to get up.
And so, yeah, so we'll have the spring forward next year.
And then forever.
And then forever, no more time change, which is so good. Dr. Berry just did a video. I'm going to leave a link for it up here about all of the health detriments that we get from spring forward. And a lot of it comes from lack of sleep. You have increased, suicide rates and depression. You have increased heart attacks.
I was going to say even heart attacks.
More car accidents. You have lower work productivity.
Yeah.
It's just time to get rid of this. Our body does not like this lose an hour of sleep. It takes a couple of weeks. Before I get in the shower for the dentist, I got an email, and I'm not going to use this person's name.
Okay.
But this is something that frustrates me when I see this. And this person is not frustrating me. It's that when you hear this, and we hear it a lot. In our personal life, we hear it, we see it online. And it said, I haven't tried keto yet, but I'm researching it. My doctor says, please don't do this because it's not sustainable.
Wow. Wow.
Now, how about this? Okay, and then they went on. They said she's got to lose 100 pounds, and she needs to lower her blood pressure so that she doesn't have to take medications. She wants to know if she thinks keto is going to work for her. And she's like, I have a horrible sweet tooth and can't stay away from eating the carbs. So... okay, first of all, I love the fact that the doctor's not even saying don't do this because I don't think eating a high-fat, moderate-protein, low-carbohydrate diet is good for you. Mm-hmm. He's not saying, he's not even, at least what she's saying here, he's not even saying, like, I'm worried about your cholesterol. He's worried about don't do it because it's not sustainable.
How about we try it and see for ourselves if it's sustainable? Because there are people in existence that find it sustainable.
I find it sustainable. 5 years in, there's people who've been doing it a lot longer than us. Rhonda, one of our subscribers, I believe is at 6 years. Maitreya is up there around 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Maria Emmerich
I was going to say, ask her if
like,
it's sustainable.
She's like the godmother of keto.
Yeah.
Like
it's sustainable.
The Savages, they've been doing it for I think like 7 or 8 years.
Some of it too is like, are you going to stick to it? That is what makes it sustainable. That's why we always talk about how we're okay having some prepackaged keto foods in the space.
Because for us, that makes it sustainable. For a lot of people, prepackaged foods, things like lollies, makes it sustainable. But that's why this kind of stuff is important to us. Does it make it sustainable for everybody? No. Does everybody who does keto need something like this? No.
But that's like trying to say, let's close all of the gyms, because I don't think that, you know, fitness and lifting and all that, that's not sustainable, because I've seen a lot of people quit.
Well, it's like saying being a vegan is not sustainable. Listen, being a vegan is not sustainable for me.
Sustainable for a lot of people.
But it's obviously sustainable for a lot of people. And I've talked about this before. I have a lot of respect for vegans. It's not the lifestyle I want to live. The only time I get frustrated with veganism is when they say you need to eat that because it's better for the environment. But if you are doing it because you just don't want to eat meat or your love of animals, then I think I'm all for it.
Me too.
But I have a lot of respect for them because here's the thing. You know why veganism is sustainable for so many people?
Because it's linked to their belief system.
Yes.
And that is non-negotiable. If you could get in your mind, I am linking this way of eating with what I believe for myself. I believe this is the best thing for me. I believe
you won't go off.
I'm experiencing good health. That's, I think, one of the greatest reasons why we have stuck to it. It's once we started to see health results and we want to continue living, it became like, wow, all right, this is much less negotiable when it's tied to my mother no longer having type 2 diabetes and you not having to use arthritis medicine anymore, and me having, you know, so much forward momentum when it comes to areas like depression and anxiety, things that I thought I'm going to have to struggle with this forever. Once it's linked to your health, then you're like, okay, this is my conviction.
Right. I mean, listen, we are not doctors or nurses or health professionals. We say this all the time, and I'm going to continue to say that because we're not doctors or nurses or health professionals.
I don't think anyone's confused about that, though.
But here's the thing. You know what's not sustainable for me? Taking metformin and blood pressure medication and arthritis medication. First of all, I'm horrible with taking medications. I forget to take them. I have to set alarms to remind myself to take antibiotics.
It's not sustainable for our bank account.
No.
For all of the over-the-counter products.
What are those things doing to my body long term?
Yeah.
And to answer your question, well, even before I even answer your question, okay, here's the thing. Even if it's not sustainable long term, which, I'm sorry, you're never going to convince me it's not sustainable when I'm 5 years in. And when I got started, I didn't plan on doing it for more than 6 months. And 5 years in, I'm still doing this, and I have no intention to change. But even if it's not sustainable, you need to lose 100 pounds. What is the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to go on it for a couple of months, maybe lose 10, 20, 30 pounds, and then go off because it's not sustainable, but you'd be 10, 20, 30 pounds lighter. Yeah. And most likely would have fixed your blood pressure issues if you do it correctly. That's going to be the key. And I know you said that you're like hot, you're a sweet tooth. You do have to work on that. Fortunately, there are some options, but I would try to limit them when you're first getting started. But even if it's not sustainable for 5 years for you, there are still some benefits you can get even trying from the beginning. But I do believe it is sustainable. So to answer your question, can keto help you? Absolutely, so long as you do it properly. And to help you with the sweet tooth, I'm going to highly, highly, highly recommend that you have a total carb cap. Please do not listen to any influencer or anybody on YouTube who says net carbs is perfectly fine and it's okay if you do 100 total carbs so long as it's under 20 net. That is not going to help you with sustainability. My mouth is numb.
How are you feeling?
It's good. I mean, I'm not in pain. It's just like I'm numb. The painful part was 6 hours of like doing that, you know, and digging around. I mean, but it turned out that there were like underlying issues under the crowns. So they had to like do that deep scraping cleaning.
Yeah.
Like, so after she took them off, she was like, we need to like do some scraping cleaning because there were like things that were underneath it. And then because a couple of them, they had used like metal, it, the gums like receded like way up on the whatchamacallit, on the canines. So I have to go back on Monday after we do Keto on the Couch. She didn't even want to do the impression today. She was like, I can do the impression.
You've got to be so inflamed up there, though.
But she was like, it's not going to be as good of a result. She's like, most of my patients are always like, I just want to get it done because I don't want to come back.
Right.
And she's like, it's better for me because you're paying the same amount of money whether this takes you 5 visits or 2 visits. And, you know, she was like, obviously I have to give up time every time you have to come back. But she's like, the best way to do is come back to do the impression. So I have to go back on Monday for the impression and then do the deep cleaning on the bottom. And then the following week we're going to do 4 more teeth. And then we've got to wait for, you know, so it's going to be a long process over the next couple months. And
once we got the ball rolling,
planning on the deep cleaning, which is another like $800.
But it's just like, let's just keep getting this well. You don't want it to be like, well, we'll do one half of your face. We'll do it great. And then we'll just, you know, wait on this one.
Right. So it's a lot of work. And again, we're always worrying about like infections and things like that. But we will get through this. So I may be able to eat later. The weird thing is going to be like, sorry if I smile weird now, but I've got a temporary here.
Oh, okay.
And so the temporary is like super white.
Right.
And then, because it's like basically like an acrylic, it's like a piece of plastic. And then the bottom is like my other teeth, which most of those are all crowns. So it's really weird to see the top like really white and then the bottom not really white. Hopefully when we're all done, like we can have much whiter teeth. That's like the least of my concerns. But we're not even going to get to the bottom probably for like another 7 months to over a year because we got to do the whole top. At least there's something
good to have hope for.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm finishing off your wings from yesterday because, I don't think there's any chance
I probably could eat them, but honestly, I'm just going to stick with... I'm having a snickerdoodle keto chow, and then, I'm sorry, I need a jump. I need a boost right now. So this is the, I forget what it's like 5.7 ounces of espresso.
You're ready to jump, for real.
It's a lot. But it's really, really good. I really like that. And then, you're having my leftover wings from last night. So that's it. And then we have to go film the winners for all the giveaways from Keto Chow. But we're going to wait until I'm like not quite so numb to be able to do that. Well, we just picked the winners for the giveaway from Keto on the Couch Anniversary Edition. And you're going to go and premiere the vlog from last week, right?
I am.
And then after that, we're going to eat. While you're doing that, I'm going to cook up some dinner. How did the premiere go?
It went well, but this isn't fair, Joe.
Why?
You made me too nice of a dinner.
I'm fine. I don't need you to be stuck eating pudding today.
I know, but I want to be in solidarity with you.
I don't need you to be in solidarity to me. So here's what we're having for dinner. Rachel is having 2 of the bacon cheddar burgers from Sam's Club.
They're delicious.
And 3 slices of our homemade bacon that I overcooked because I was doing something and I forgot to take it off.
Get distracted, and that's okay because it's still good.
And I am having a double serving of my lemon meringue pudding. I'll put a link for that video up here. We just finished recording it. And
it's good.
If you eat the entire batch, I mean the entire batch, the way I made it in that video, it is like 1,100 calories for the entire batch. It's like 103 grams of protein, somewhere around like 68 grams of fat. And then, again, I don't remember the exact numbers, but I want to say it's like 18 total carbs, but almost 7 of those carbs are eggs.
Right.
And then most of them are, the rest of them are all the acacia fiber that is inside of the keto chow. I want to say in the end it comes out to be like 2 or 3 carbs after you take out the acacia fiber and you take out the eggs.
And it's really...
I don't count eggs carbs.
Rich and thick. Like, I mean, you don't feel like you're sad about your meal still.
Honestly, I know like 2 of the carbs actually are coming from the extract, the lemon extract. So it's very low carb. It is very filling. And I know that in the vlog that you were premiering, people were asking why not just use gelatin. You can use gelatin. I like the texture with the eggs better. I just do. In fact, we had Anthony try it before he headed out for youth ministry. And he was like, it's good. And then he asked me what was in it. And he was like, I would have never known there were eggs in there.
Caleb enjoyed it also.
Yeah.
He actually had it for
Caleb
breakfast.
wants it for breakfast now.
Yeah.
Because eggs are like the perfect food. So I'm getting a lot of protein. I'm like, actually when you add in the fat and the carbs combined, we're right around 1 to 1, maybe a little bit less than 1 to 1 if I eat the entire thing, which I'm not right now. I'm not that hungry. But you're getting all of the vitamins and nutrients in the keto chow and then all of the vitamins and nutrients in the eggs.
How are you feeling now?
The numbness is going away from like, the Novocaine.
Your lip feels like it's more in the right place now.
Yeah, so I can talk. And, I mean, there's a lot of pressure from like the new teeth and like just because of the way she was stretching my mouth. I mean, 7 hours with them pulling on your lips and stuff.
The deep cleaning can be stressful too.
So, but we're going to get through it.
Yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and eat and then we'll check in with you guys in the morning. One of these days we're going to get bar stools so we don't have to climb over the bench to sit down here.
But probably we won't. Good morning. How are you feeling today?
My jaw is like really sore.
It had a pretty good exercise yesterday.
Yeah, it's sore. But that's okay.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy
You look like a rainbow.
Patrick's Day. Well,
you're the pot of gold on the other side of the rainbow.
Well, thank you. A little bit of a busy day today. I have, Anthony and I have to go get some cutting done. Then we have, you're going to kill me for this one. We have a game in Miami at 4:30.
No, you don't.
So we have to leave here around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Young man, we have a live stream tonight at 8:30.
Like I said, you're going to kill me. So the game should be done between 6 and 6:30, but then you have Miami traffic to get back home.
And it's a holiday.
So what would take about an hour will probably take closer to 2 hours.
Ooh, this is delicious this morning.
So, yeah, I'll probably be walking in the door right when the live stream starts.
You're trying to distract me with Irish cream coffee this morning.
I didn't think about it when I accepted the game. So, yes, breakfast this morning. I'm having some more of the lemon meringue
It is
pudding.
really, really good.
I'm just enjoying it, and I do like the fact that it gives me a really good taste.
Dang, that coffee is good.
And I don't have to chew it.
Yeah.
Rachel's having yogurt with about a half a serving or so of lollies on top of it. And then I've got coffee. I'm just drinking actually black coffee with a few drops of stevia. Stevia.
Have we met?
A couple drops of iodine in there. I don't know. My stomach is kind of like,
Probably.
So I feel like this is enough right now.
Nerves from yesterday.
Yeah. And so Rachel's coffee, there's about 40 ounces. I put everything in the blender. After I poured mine, there's about 40 ounces in the Vitamix with 1 egg.
This isn't enough shenanigans.
And then a half a serving of the Irish cream keto chow, which we were so honored to be able to collaborate with and create the flavor for keto chow.
I'm
excited about that.
Perfect for today.
Yeah. They're having a sale today, but unfortunately this vlog will be out after the sale. But if you are interested in keto chow, you can use the link down below. It's in every one of our videos. And that link will get you 10% off of everything that's not a subscription.
I would not be sad if I was drinking Irish cream on any other day, other than St. Patrick's Day.
That's why we created it.
Exactly. Right? It wasn't just for one day.
So today, I'm going to attempt corned beef. I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat the corned beef.
I feel like...
But we're going to attempt it.
We're going to be lucky when it comes to what we're eating today. Because if you do it in the sous vide, it becomes so tender. Like last time, you know, it got really, really tender. So I'm pretty encouraged.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the corned beef. Now, it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning yet, but since we're going to make it in the Anova oven, it doesn't really matter how long I leave it in there. It matters that it needs a certain amount of time, but I'm not going to be able to overcook it. I'm setting the oven temperature to 210 degrees, full steam, full humidity with the back burner, so it's in sous vide mode, and I've got the probe temperature at 205. So that means it technically could go all the way to 210, but it won't go over 210. And the nice thing about that is 210 is a perfect temperature for corned beef anyway. Now, here's the thing. You can make this in a traditional sous vide by putting it in a bag. All you do is, again, put it in a bag, seal it up, stick it in your water. You're going to get the very same results. But this couldn't be easier. To me, this is easier than cooking it in like a crock pot, a slow cooker, or the Instant Pot, because it's just going to sit in there and do its thing. So let me show you what we're going to do. So we're going to take our corned beef here and we're going to stick the probe in. And that's how we prepare our corned beef today. Now we're just going to take this, stick it into the Anova, put the probe in, and let it do its thing. I'm figuring it's going to take 2 to 3 hours, but the cool thing about the Anova is I can actually monitor it on my phone. I'm really hoping that everything is done before I have to leave for my game so I can attempt to eat it. Now, one thing, when it comes to the probe isn't even really mandatory when you're doing it in the Anova. It's more so that I can monitor it because I'm setting the overall temperature to 210 degrees, which is the hottest that I would want the corned beef to get. It doesn't really matter about the probe. The probe is just kind of telling me like what temperature the meat is at so that if it's done or not. You wouldn't have the probe if you were cooking in a traditional like immersion type sous vide. Where the probe matters in the Anova oven is if you are trying to cook it faster. For example, you were to set the oven at 250 degrees of sous vide, but you don't want the meat to go over 200. There, the probe will really matter because you could overcook the meat. But in this situation, since I'm setting it for 210, the corned beef will never go over 210, even if I leave it in there for like 12 hours. So it's about 1:30. I got home from work about 20 minutes ago, and Rachel just got home from the thrift store with her mom. So I'm going to go ahead and make the cabbage. The corned beef is already done, so I'm just going to leave it in the Anova oven until all of the cabbage is ready. So what I did is I took about 1/3 of the cabbage we have, and I just kind of diced it up a little bit. So it's not shredded like a coleslaw, but it's in small pieces. This is kind of how I would use it when I was making our crack chicken or our egg roll in a bowl. And so we're going to go ahead and put this in a pan. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to liberally cover the whole thing with some Redmond. I'm not really measuring it out, probably putting about a teaspoon or so in here. And then I've got some of this epic bone broth here. This is chicken broth. I really wish I had beef, but I don't have any available right now. And I'm just going to put, I don't know, probably about 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons, probably about 1/4 cup in there. And what we're going to do is just go ahead and kind of mix it in. I don't want to have a whole lot of liquid in here because what I want to do is pretty much like almost steam or saute the cabbage. And then to give it a little bit of fat, I'm going to put about, I don't know, a tablespoon or so of ghee. This is the ghee that we made in that video. I will leave a link for that up over the top corner. Now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put my lid on and let this cook down a little bit. Okay, I think this cabbage is done. It's exactly how I wanted. It's nice and soft. So we're going to go ahead and slice up the corned beef and eat our lunch / dinner. Okay, let's go ahead and check this out. The only thing is when you do this, my pan isn't very deep. And so there is a lot of liquid in here, so you got to be careful you're not going to spill it, which is why I have it on the cookie rack, because this way the corned beef isn't taking up like room in the pan. So you've got it just right. Now, when I made the cabbage, I actually could have taken some of this liquid instead of using the bone broth, but I didn't think about that until just now. Do you hear her with that bone?
She is literally like me with a breath mint. I think that I'm being quiet with it. I am not being quiet with it. It's clicking against all of my teeth. And she's just to say, it's like mother, like daughter.
Okay, first thing we're gonna do is give this a probe test. I'm not checking for temperature, checking for doneness, and what we want is the probe to literally go in like it was hot going into butter.
I think you've achieved it.
Look, oh wow. I might be able to eat this. Yeah, that is done. Let's see, watch this.
Yeah.
It is done. I don't even have to, I can just drop it and it goes right through. Okay, here we go.
Oh, nice. I'm so excited you're gonna get to eat what you like on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Perfect.
That is perfect.
Absolutely beautiful.
This is definitely my new favorite way to make corned beef. Yes, you're not getting the pickling spices in the water, but I feel like this is so much easier than even putting in the pot, because every time I put it into like a pot, which is how I've always made it, like boiling it in water, you've always got to check on the water because it like boils over the top, and then sometimes the corned beef isn't all the way submerged and you get like a dry area. This is just perfect.
So we have been enjoying this and talking to you guys and didn't have the camera on.
Forgot to turn the camera on.
This is delicious right now.
So I'm going to show you. This corned beef came out so good.
Fork tender.
You can literally just cut it with a fork. The only thing that even holds it together is the little pieces of fat, but it's still, even there, it just, this is my favorite way to cook it now. It really is, especially because
such a win.
I'm not putting the pickling spices, which I like, but you don't.
I am not a huge fan of it. So this is the best corned beef that I've had in years. Us doing it in the sous vide makes it where we're both loving it. Mm. Also, I don't have to hose down my stove after we're done cooking it, because maybe other people aren't like as spill happy as we are, but usually it boils over all over the top of the stove.
The thing that I like about it is it's like the old Ron Popeil, set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it.
You just set it and forget it.
You just set it and you forget about it.
You just set it and then forget it.
You just set it and forget it. Set it and forget about it.
You set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it! So we actually put it in, I think, right around 8:45 this morning before I headed out the door. And believe it or not, because you can monitor the Anova oven on your phone, I got the notification that it was done right around 10:30, 10:45-ish. So it only took about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. Now, we had it at 210 degrees looking for an internal temperature of 205. So I just left it going. I didn't turn it off because I usually shoot for a temperature of 205 when I'm making a brisket.
Right.
But the thing is that when you take out a regular brisket, it's going to continue to cook while it's resting. But in the Anova, it was just going to continue to go to 210. It won't continue to cook like at that higher temperature because you were never cooking beyond 210. So the final temperature was right around 210 degrees, and it's just fall apart. But the nice thing was, done at 10:30, didn't get home until 1 o'clock. So that meant it spent another couple of hours in the oven. Didn't cool down. You didn't get it dry. It didn't, like, all of a sudden, you know, be like, ooh, you know, I've cooked it too long or anything like that. That's what I love about it.
Thought about the non-scale victory in our relationship since we got the Anova. I never let Joe cook while we're not home. Yeah. Ever before. I've always been afraid of everything cooking, but the fact that I know he is in constant communication with this oven, I know that he's checking it to see, like, is the temperature where it's at? Like, I feel so much safer with this oven than even crock pots that we've used in the past.
And the thing is you don't need the Anova for this.
Yeah.
You can do it in a regular sous vide.
Right.
Just put it in the bag. And if you do like the pickling spices, if you're doing it in a bag, you can throw the pickling spices. Because when you're doing it in a regular sous vide, what you're doing is trapping the humidity from the meat. That's what you're seeing like in the bottom of the pan when we pull it out. That's all the water that was in the meat. And so you're cooking in that humidity. So the spices could just be in there with it. And what's really good is this is so tender that I can actually eat it.
I'm so glad.
So I can't eat it on the one side. The other side, I do have a bunch of like holes up there that's what she's working on next. But I can kind of get to it, and it's not like a steak where you have to chew and chew and chew.
I just wanted you to enjoy
so I can get all
this.
the flavors with it. And this cabbage,
came out perfect.
The way I normally cook cabbage with corned beef is the last 15 to 20 minutes, I throw the cabbage, I cut it up into quarters, and I throw it in the pot so it gets all the flavors.
It's still seasoned though, but not with the pickling spices.
So what I did is I put about a quarter of a cup of epic chicken bone broth. I didn't have any beef. And I didn't think about, I could have just taken some of the water from this beef and used that. And then I added some red bean salt and some black pepper and just let it cook down. Not a lot because you're basically almost like a steaming or a sauteing
it is good.
And it came out really good that you would think this was actually cooked with the corned beef. It's nice and salty the way I want it.
I wanted some salty cabbage.
So what did you do while I was gone? I know you went to the thrift store.
I went to the thrift store. My mom called me and my sister-in-law, Becky, for us to go to a local thrift store that was having a St. Patrick's Day sale of like certain colors of clothes, like 75% off. Cannot resist that, right? So something happened though when we were at the thrift store. While we were there, if you've ever gone to a thrift store before, you know that they oftentimes, if you come in with like a backpack type of purse, they want to check your backpack because it's super easy to steal things at a thrift store.
Well, it's already used stuff.
They're
so
not
you can have it in your
saying-
backpack and say it was already here.
Nobody is saying that you are a thief with this policy.
Right.
They're just going to enforce the policy for every single person that comes in the door. So because of that, I normally go to a thrift store with a fanny pack. I want the smallest thing. I also want to be like unencumbered, right? So that I can like look through stuff because it's basically a treasure hunt. So while we were there, somebody came in to shop and had a backpack and was asked to search their backpack, and the person went off. Like,
really?
Absolutely freaked
There's
out.
usually like a sign even on the front door saying like all bags subject to inspection upon arrival.
So this precious little girl that was working there was just doing her job. She's not looking for a fight. She was just enforcing policy. And so when the person came in and she told him, I want to search your backpack, she called her every single name in the book. I mean, things like...
Does this person do this kind of thing when you go to Universal Studios? When I go to Universal Studios and Disney World,
checked.
that's as soon as you get out of your car, they're like, we're checking your bag.
I'm not going to be stealing Homer Simpson, but like, you know, we need to look inside. Told her like she was untrusting, she was negative, and we know that hurt people hurt people.
Right.
We know that, right? And a lot of times I feel like you want to come to the defense of the person that is being like treated meanly by yelling at the person who is hurt, right? That's, you know, the hurt people person, the person yelling.
Right.
It is not going to fix anything. I am not, that person was so far gone in their anger, there was nothing to do for that person. Of course, they stormed out. I headed right for the person that worked at the thrift store. I hugged her neck and I told her, what was just said about you, it is not true. Because she was just standing there taking it all in, and I thought, what if this creeps into her thinking about herself?
Right.
Like, you're not a good person. You're a horrible person. That is not true. And I was thinking, hey, we're vlogging today, and I'm going to mention it if I have an opportunity, because maybe some meanness got dropped at your doorstep today while you're watching this. And I just want you to know we believe the best about you. What has been said to you in anger, that is not true. You are a good person, you are lovely, and you are precious. So don't internalize when someone else is just being mean.
I like that. So we're gonna finish eating because I need to leave for my game in about an hour. I just finished uploading the the lemon meringue pudding video.
You're leaving for real.
Yes.
You didn't get back this game.
No. And that video, again, when you watch it, look at all of the notes inside of the recipe card because you can use water or almond milk. A lot of times I'm going to use water, but we happen to have a whole bunch of almond milk that like is coming up on the best by date.
Yeah.
So I figured, why not use it? It adds a little bit of an almond flavor, but not a lot. I mean, the bottom line is almond milk is mostly water anyway.
I did not taste any almond because you've got the lemon keto chow and you have the lemon extract and yeah.
But like we said in the video, you can use any flavor of the sweet keto chows.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that, and it's been like a staple for us for my food for the last couple days, and probably for a little while to go now. So I'm gonna finish eating. You're gonna finish eating. I already have the live stream all set up. So my game's at 4:30. I should be home by 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Oh. That's the plan, and then the live stream's at 8:30 tonight.
Sausage links. Where did these guys come from?
BJ's. There was a coupon for them. I don't remember what brand. I want to say like Johnsonville or something like that. They do have a little bit of sugar in them, but, you know, the rest of the ingredients were pretty good. They're like 100% pork. I had seen some in the frozen section and then said, like, I wonder if there's something better over in the fresh section. And I went over and I had to find a coupon for them. And every once in a while, want something a little different.
Thank you.
I think there's one carb for like 3 links, if I remember right. But
I'll take it.
It's something.
Yeah.
So, and then you have, I like to call it 2.5 scrambled eggs because it's one of a regular size eggs from, of course, Tabitha. Calm down. So it's one of the normal size eggs from the girls in the backyard and 2 of the green eggs. So those green eggs are they're more on the medium size.
2.5.
2.5. We're gonna go with some of the serving sizes that they have.
Yeah, there you go.
Like on nutrition labels.
2.34 eggs.
And then coffee was 40 ounces of coffee with 1 egg and then 1 tablespoon of butter. Just because there was like it's actually like a tablespoon and a half. It was a piece that was like sliced up. Oh, and then your eggs also have some chorizo.
Nice.
And then I have an espresso. My plan was to eat eggs this morning. It was to eat eggs this morning.
I feel so bad for you. So Joe, we're like reading and Joe looks over and he's like, one of my teeth fell out.
Yeah. So it actually fell out last night, which then caused me to not want to sleep. Yeah. Because it's like numb because the gum is irritated. And so on all of these temporaries that are on the top, which she made it as one piece, but it broke out as
a single tooth.
Individual single tooth.
Oh no.
And so I know that it's only supposed to be a temporary, but it is only 2 days in. But the problem is they're made with plastic. And I'm probably chewing like I probably shouldn't have tried to chew corned beef yesterday. I know that. But I did anyway. So now I got to try to get into her to see if she can fix it. But I'm pretty sure her office is closed on Friday. Or she doesn't have like office hours. Maybe the office is open for, you know, the receptionist and stuff. So worst case, I am going in on Monday at 12 o'clock for a 3-hour job. But what we're going to try to do is, if we can't get in there, is kind of keep it secure with a little bit of denture adhesion. But there's a part of me that wants to crazy glue it in there. I'm not going to. For all of our dentist subscribers, don't worry, I'm not going to. It's just like in the frustration, you're like, you want to.
Mr. Fix It. Sometimes you can fix it and you will fix it.
Yeah, but it's a little annoying because the denture adhesive is making it push down a little bit, so it's not quite sitting right, but at least it's holding in there.
Good morning, Roscoe.
And then that will allow me to, because if I take it out, like it's just this big little jagged piece, because there's supposed to be a crown on that tooth.
Terrible.
And I would be canceling Keto on the Couch on Monday, and probably canceling my games because I don't want anybody to see me like that. But the worst part is you can't talk either, because it's like a giant hole in your front. So, busy day. Nah, I guess not too bad. I have a couple of lawns to cut, and then maybe get into the dentist. And then I have one game tonight. So do you have any plans?
Fearless Friday. Mm-hmm. Got a coaching call later today. Excited about that. Mm-hmm. And just trying to get the laundry put away.
Yeah. So if you are interested, we do have some coaching services. Again, we're not doctors or nurses or health professionals, but more for like helping with macros, accountability, things like that. The hours kind of like are weird right now because of, you know, all of my lacrosse, but you can always pretty much get Rachel. Like, basically you go in there and you sign up, and then there's places to book. But we do offer a lot of free stuff. This is for people who want that little extra something. But that's all on our website. But I think we're going to end this vlog right here. I know there wasn't a whole lot of interesting stuff other than seeing my journey for the last 3 days of going through some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over there. Also, make sure you take a look at our most recent video, which I'm going to put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Until next time, bye.
Bye.